All right, fam. So we are entering we've actually entered a new month and the government shutdown is still going on. And I'm officially checking in over here at Moments with Us. You all check in. Let us know where you're watching from and how you are doing. Of course, I'm checking in from Northern New Jersey. To this Dollar Tree over in Maplewood. Stable milk is also A+.
These past few years showed me.
Hey family, welcome back to another video. This is Shauna and I'm officially checking in over here at Moments with Us. You all check in. Let us know where you're watching from and how you are doing. And of course, I'm checking in from Northern New Jersey. All right, fam. So it is Saturday. So happy Saturday to you all. Government shutdown is still going on. I heard that the store is supposed to be crazy. It's supposed to be real crazy out there. We did visit a store, Walmart, of course. And only thing that I noticed that was different was it was overcrowded. I'll share that here. Well, the line at Walmart, and it is the first of the month, guys. No rioting, no looting, no none of that. Just busy. It's busier than normal when people actually get their benefits. So what's really going on? Yeah, and that's quite crazy because if people are not getting their benefits and they claim a lot of people in certain communities receive SNAP and they rely on SNAP, how can the stores be so crowded if most communities, well, a lot of communities rely on SNAP? Stores were packed. I mean, packed. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right into today's video. Well, here's something to definitely look forward to. So if you are a able-bodied person with no dependents, it seems like if you do receive SNAP starting November 1st, changes would, take effect. Whether SNAP benefits are going to roll out or not, these changes are put in place. I'm going to jump right into it. And this is nationwide, guys, as they say. So the new real rules will be applied to those able-bodied adults without dependents. So it's ABAW, which include people between 18 and 64 years old, people with no children or anyone who depends on them, and people who are not disabled and are physically or mentally able to work, have to work to receive SNAP. So if you're an adult who can work and don't look after any children or family members, the new SNAP rules will directly affect you. The USDA confirmed that every state must apply these new requirements. So it's not whether it's this state or the next. So from November 1st of this year, that will change for good. They're saying the USDA and FNS will end the transition time and will obligate every state to follow these points. So there's a time limit. So people who don't work or don't take part in programs approved by the government could only receive SNAP for 3 months every 36 months. That's 3 months every 3 years. Am I right? Yeah. So work or training requirement they have. And so to keep the benefits, it will be required to work, train, or do community service at least 80 hours per month. Verification. So states must document and verify working or participation hours of each beneficiary. They have limited exemptions, of course, which will be from state to state. So states will have to justify in a detailed way each case in which a person is exempt and can no longer use large geographic exemptions to excuse entire areas. So in practice, this means more adults with no children will be studied under the ABAWD rules and will have less flexibility to preserve their SNAP benefits if they don't meet the requirements. People who won't really have a problem and are exempt are pregnant people, disabled people, or the ones who have a medical certification that indicates they can't work. Primary caregivers of children or dependents. I'm not too sure when it comes down to you being a parent who receive benefits. I'm not sure if they implemented an age limit. So if you have like 5 and under, like children 5 and under, or children who's 14 or 15, you no longer qualify, whatever. I don't know if they put in those age caps. So people with valid reasons or just cause, such as illnesses, emergencies, or other special circumstances. States will also have to preserve a limited number of discretionary exemptions that they could use on a case by case. However, every use must be documented and justified with detail. And of course, there will be some delays with SNAP benefits, though some states did go ahead and they are tapping in their state funding and rolling out SNAP benefits for their residents. They said they're saying also it would have some social and political impact. SNAP changes have generated a debate in the entire country. Those who support the measure says it encourages self-efficiency and protects the program resources. However, those who criticize it express that it can exclude vulnerable people who want to work but face difficulties due to lack of transport capacity or available jobs. Well, one way or another, November 1st, these changes would be mad. Though I feel on both ends, like you have some people that really do live off of the system, and I mean live it from head to toe. I think that it would push for more self-sufficiency because some people, right, don't know how to get out there and make do, right? Even though at the end of the day with the jobs and all, it might not be enough to cover every household or, don't even have a house, right? Every life expense. And I think the benefits would still help them push along, but cutting the amount people probably receive, which would suck, but you'll still receive it, would push them to do more, I guess. And this is for people who really, 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 abuse the system. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, the changes don't seem too bad. Single people 18 to whatever age it said, 65 if I'm not mistaken, or 64. You have people that's still in school, college. I think that they'd be exempt as well if you're a single person, no children or no dependents or anyone that you're taking care of. You have college students who do receive snaps, who do receive SNAP. Yeah, it's definitely a lot. Let me know how y'all feel about these changes. Is it a good thing? Are you more so in the middle, like, oh no, it's not gonna work? To me, honestly, the changes do not seem like a bad change. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit there and say, oh no, it shouldn't be. But honestly, it don't seem like a bad change. If you don't have any dependents, you don't have a family, and you are a single person, and you are able, only if you are able, not disabled, if you are able, then yeah, getting out there to work wouldn't be a bad thing. Even us with children, we still got to get out there and work. You feel me? But for people who really relying on it, when all of this stuff get cut, man, it's going to be a problem. And no, we can't just go out there and take it just because it's not given to us. That's why we look at other sectors too of growing, you know what I'm saying? Storing food, putting it away, learning those, what can last, buying food that can actually last, whether it's that 20-pound bag of rice, whether it's that 10-pound bag of rice, your pasta and all of that. You got to buy more, lasting foods versus, some people just buy something that's going to last a day. But that's not my business. That's just what I do. I buy lasting foods that will last. And if my kids don't like leftovers, they'll learn to like leftovers, okay? Because we all are reaching some hard times at the end of the day. Snap or no snap, regardless. Well, here's some of the, I guess, positive news. Trump administration says members of the military will get paid Friday, despite the government shutdown. All right. If the paychecks are delivered, it would be the second time the White House has avoided missing a pay period for troops during the shutdown now, and it's 31st day, actually, as I'm reading this. All right, fam. So here's another one. I know money just been sent to Argentina, right? But then we have this issue here. So Maryland cattle farmers say Argentina beef imports would hurt the U.S. production. So Maryland cattle farmers say the federal government should invest in American beef producers. Thank you. Instead of importing meat from other countries. I think it'd be much more safer too. President Trump recently announced a plan that he says would cut record beef prices by importing from Argentina. How do y'all feel about that move? When we're importing so many items from other countries, when you could just take care of the farmers and ranchers over here and have it done here. I don't know. That's how I feel. So Jessica Williamson, cattle farmer in Allegheny County, Maryland, told WJZ that a move like that would dramatically hurt beef producers in the United States. Why take it somewhere else? Like they made some type of deal and it's like the business is going to come from us over in Argentina. You know, cutting out the main people. I was going to say the main man, but you have lady farmers too. Cutting out the main people, farmers and all in general and getting it from another country is crazy to me. Though it might be them paying back. I don't know. I'm not going to get all into that because I could be wrong. But yeah, that definitely take away business from the U.S. and it hurts farmers over here as well. They're saying right now the United States beef supply gets most of its supply from Argentina. If we were to increase that by 2 or 3 more percent, it would not dramatically increase the prices in the stores, but it would be dramatically hurt. It would dramatically hurt. What I'm talking about, y'all. The beef producers in the United States. So Mr. Trump defended his decision, posting on social media about his record with cattle ranchers. He said his tariffs help protect those farmers, but acknowledged the price of beef have to come down. And no, like truly it do. So we have the record low cattle production in the U.S. all the way up from 2019 to 2022. It was a point in time a few years ago. You did have ranchers selling off their cattle because they couldn't afford to keep up with the feed as well. I mean, some of them daggone cows that walk through them lines with the tags on the ears and stuff like that. They were so darn skinny. Like, what was really going on? I think this was a little bit before COVID or the beginning of COVID or something like that. Just couldn't keep up with the feed. Like, it was crazy. Yeah, so how do y'all feel about that? How y'all feel about switching literally almost all beef production, being imported from Argentina versus over in the U.S. because that's really going to hurt the U.S. Even though it sounds like small numbers, 2 to 3% is really a lot, being that a lot of the supply do come from, elsewhere other than the USA. Just to let you guys know. They're saying steak prices was averaging about $12.22 per pound. And they saying that's probably wouldn't even change much. They saying much of what is important is lean beef trimmings that meat packers mix with fattier beef produced in the United States to produce the varieties of ground beef that domestic customers do want. Yeah, but still at the same time, we're still getting it from elsewhere versus here, and it does hurt the farmers and ranchers and all. Some of the things that we all come across in general to me is like unbelievable. Like, are you serious? So, family, nearly 1 in 5 urinary tract infections are linked to contaminated meat. If you guys didn't know, now you know. I just found this out. We learn something new every day, guys. So a 4-year study was done, and they found that literally 1 in 5 UTIs from the E. coli bacteria linked to contaminated meat from grocery stores. If you're getting your meat from the grocery store, I'm going to say like maybe 4 times out of 10, it's a possibility that it's contaminated, guys. I'm not going to give it a high number, but I'm going to say maybe a 5 out of 10. You got a 50% chance of that meat being contaminated, especially nowadays. So yeah, you just picking up your pack of meat, from Walmart, ShopRite, Publix, Wegmans, Safeway, wherever you shop at, you can possibly end up with a UTI. All right. So they saying the research published in the journal InBio analyzed more than 5,700 bacteria samples in Southern California from UTI patients and grocery store meat in the same neighborhoods between 2017 and 2021. Researchers estimated that 18% of the infections came from E. coli strains that originated in food producing animals, guys. Isn't that crazy? So that's something to definitely watch out for. Like if you're constantly getting those UTIs, right? And you a heavy meat eater, it's a possibility that it could be linked to the meat. Huh? Ain't that something? All right, fam. So that just about sums up today's video. Hopefully you all did enjoy. For those who do receive SNAP, definitely watch out for them changes. I got a feeling that they might make some more changes as time do go on. And then we have the whole UTI situation coming from the meat. Wow, that's so crazy. Walmart, like I said, it wasn't too bad, but it was overcrowded. Like more crowded than it would be on the first of the month. Put it like that. So that was just quite crazy. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. The government shutdown is still shut down. So we'll see how much longer this gonna last. How much longer y'all think the government shutdown gonna be shut down for, basically? How much longer y'all think the government is going to remain shut down? Definitely let us know in the comments down below. Hopefully y'all was able to do whatever it is that you had to do. You know, being that it's the first of the month. Okay, give me 1 second. Being that it's the first of the month. So we're going to leave this right here where is that if you are new here and you did enjoy today's video, all you have to do is press the subscribe button just like that. And if you've been here before, thank you so much for coming back. My voice is going. Yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend, guys. Definitely stay well, stay safe, and take care. Until next time, this is Shauna, and I'm officially checking out from Moments with Us. You all stay prepped, stay blessed, stay safe. And most of all, remain beautiful queens and kings. Love you all, and God bless. Peace.